The Sony A7V, or A7V as many are calling it depending on the regional naming and early leak cycles, is shaping up to be one of the most consequential hybrid full-frame cameras in years. And while we have seen countless incremental updates across the industry, this one feels different from the very first moment you start digging into the details because Sony clearly listened to the complaints surrounding the A7 III and A7 IV, especially the crop in 4K 60, the rolling shutter performance, and the thermal behavior during extended shoots. And now they have taken that feedback and seemingly built a camera that genuinely steps forward instead of sideways, beginning with that new 33 megapixel, partially stacked sensor which represents a kind of middle ground between the speed of the once fully stacked sensor and the more conventional architecture of the A7 IV, giving you a significantly faster readout that reduces rolling shutter artifacts without entering flagship cost territory. This matters because the partially stacked design allows Sony to push higher frame rate modes without forcing severe trade-offs in crop or dynamic range. And the fact that you can finally shoot full-frame 4K 60 with no crop is a huge win for creators who constantly found themselves backed into walls or fighting with tight indoor spaces while shooting real estate, corporate interviews, documentary work, or handheld vlog content, where that enforced 1.5x crop on the A7IV could instantly ruin your framing and required constant lens swapping. Something this new body essentially eliminates, giving you more freedom to shoot the way you want without second-guessing your menu settings. And even though 4K120 still applies a crop, for most shooters this is a non-issue because slow-motion footage is often intentionally tighter. But for those who absolutely require uncropped high frame rate performance, that remains the domain of the A7S III and FX3. And that's okay because the A7V is meant to be a hybrid powerhouse rather than a dedicated cinema tool. What is particularly impressive is the level of detail coming off this 33 MP sensor. Compared to the FX3's 12 MP sensor, the A7V's footage is noticeably sharper, more detailed and more robust for reframing or punching in. Yet it still manages to maintain excellent high ISO performance thanks to its dual base ISO at 800 and 8000, which is unusually high for a hybrid body but plays a surprisingly significant role in the camera's real-world usability because ISO 8000 on this sensor behaves more like ISO 3200 on earlier models, giving you cleaner shadows, smoother roll-off, and less chunky noise. Especially with the new noise pattern Sony seems to be using here, which appears finer, more film-like, and more forgiving in post when applying noise reduction plugins. As you cycle through the ISO samples from 1250 to 1600 to 3200 and then up into the secondary gain stage at 8000 and beyond, all the way to 51200. You see that the A7V maintains a more graceful noise structure than the A7IV, which often exhibited macro blocking and heavier noise reduction at the sensor level, reducing flexibility in color grading. With the A7V, Sony seems to have prioritized a more natural image where detail is preserved even as sensitivity climbs. And this alone will win over documentary shooters and wedding videographers who frequently find themselves in dimly lit rooms, chaotic receptions, and uncontrolled lighting environments where bouncing light or adding fixtures simply isn't an option. The rolling shutter performance also benefits from the partially stacked design. While we don't have the exact measured numbers, early comparisons indicate something in the range of 15 milliseconds, significantly better than the A7. 4 is roughly 26 milliseconds, but not quite as fast as the A7S is roughly 8.7 milliseconds, landing in a sweet spot where handheld pans, fast-moving action, and whip transitions all display much less skew, making the footage feel cleaner and more cinematic right out of camera. And when it comes to 4050/60ths options, Sony's decision to include both cropped and uncropped variations shows a clear respect for user choice, something many creators have begged for over the years. The cropped version is slightly more detailed and downsampled from a higher resolution, while the uncropped option prioritizes convenience and framing flexibility. And in practice, the difference is nearly impossible to detect unless you pixel peep side by side on a professional monitor. So for most shooters, the uncropped setting will become the default. Then we have the SNQ modes, which now include 1080p at 240 fps or 200 fps in PAL. Still in 10-bit 4:2:2, which is impressively clean for such an extreme slow motion mode, though it does apply a Super 35 crop. Even so, the footage holds up extraordinarily well and is perfect for sports, product cinematics, or dramatic B-roll. But perhaps the biggest leap aside from the sensor is the AI processor, which dramatically enhances autofocus, subject recognition, tracking, and stabilization. The A7V's autofocus was already strong, but some users found it inconsistent with specific subjects or under mixed lighting, while the A7V feels almost telepathic, locking onto eyes, faces, animals, birds, cars, and even insects with frightening precision, refusing to let go even with fast erratic motion or environmental distractions. The dynamic active stabilization also takes things to a whole new level, adding digital correction on top of ABS for forward-backward movement, producing footage so steady that it often resembles gimbal work, though lateral panning still introduces some warping depending on lens choice and movement speed, which is normal for digital stabilization. But the regular IBIS alone is already vastly improved, stronger than the A7 IV's, and capable of producing shockingly smooth handheld footage that eliminates jitter even at longer focal lengths or during one-handed operation, making it an ideal tool for travel filmmakers, run-and-gun shooters, and content creators who like a minimal setup. And speaking of creators, the ability to import up to 16 custom LUTs directly into the camera is a game changer for people who want consistent looks on location without having to rely heavily on post-production monitoring. It also enables accurate exposure judging when using S-Log3, reducing guesswork and ensuring your final grade matches your vision. Sony has also added internal noise reduction for any microphone connected through the 3.5mm jack, an underrated but extremely practical feature for creators using third-party mics without advanced noise filtering. The internal processing removes ambient hum and environmental noise without introducing harsh digital artifacts, unlike many wireless systems with overly aggressive noise gates. Audio purists may still prefer external processing, but for quick content, this feature is gold. For photographers, the A7V delivers a potent combination of speed and precision, 30 FPS, electronic shutter at full 14-bit, something many competitors drop to 12-bit for, and around 14 fps mechanical shutter at full 14-bit depth, outperforming the A7V's 10 fps and giving wildlife and sports shooters an exceptional upgrade. Couple that with 1-second pre-capture, blackout-free shooting on both the EVF and rear LCD, and you have a hybrid powerhouse that handles stills with the speed and responsiveness of dedicated sports cameras, while still delivering excellent image quality and dynamic range. The build of the camera remains nearly identical to the A7IV, meaning all existing cages, rigs, and accessories fit flawlessly, which saves creators money and eliminates the awkward waiting period where brands rush to release compatible cages. The dual USB-C ports, including 11OGBP's Gen 2 port, make file transfer lightning fast, hugely beneficial for wedding photographers or commercial shooters who must offload huge amounts of data quickly. And overall, the body design feels refined, familiar, and functional. Thermal performance is another standout triumph. Even in hot outdoor conditions of around 33 degrees Celsius, 90 degrees Fahrenheit, recording full-frame 4K 5010-bit, 4 hours, 2 minutes, and 2 seconds for nearly an hour with the screen flipped out. The A7V showed no signs of overheating, something many hybrid cameras, including older Sony bodies, struggled with. And this speaks to Sony's improved internal heat dissipation system. However, we must address the elephant in the room: still no open gate recording, a feature creators have been begging Sony for, especially for vertical content, anamorphic work, and multi-format delivery workflows. Sony seems determined to keep Open Gate exclusive to Venice-class cameras, forcing hybrid shooters to either frame wider or rotate the camera. It's inconvenient, but not deal-breaking, especially with the A7V's excellent resolution and flexibility. In the end, the A7V stands as one of the most complete hybrid cameras Sony has ever produced, offering superior detail, powerful autofocus, incredible stabilization, strong low-light performance, fast readout, impressive photography specs, and a refined user experience that solves many of the frustrations creators have lived with for years. It's compelling enough that even owners of FX3, A7S III, or FX6 Bottas might find themselves reconsidering their setups, debating whether the A7V's blend of stills and video versatility makes it the perfect all-around camera for travel, BTS work, daily content creation, and quick commercial shooting. And for many, this camera will absolutely be worth the upgrade, an essential addition to the bag, and arguably the best hybrid full-frame camera Sony has released in its price category.